Well, jazz, it turns out, is an incredibly valuable way to look at how we can design our work. It's a lens, it's a pair of glasses we can try on. And I was very influenced by the work of Frank Barrett, who has these 7 principles of jazz improvisation that we can also apply to the way we design our organizations, our teams, and the way leaders work. And actually, I talk about this a lot in a TEDx Philadelphia talk I gave in 2014, where I was really talking about how the future of work is jazz. But just 2 examples. One of the principles that Frank Barrett talks about is solo and support. So in a jazz performance, there are the moments where there's a soloist, but they aren't the soloist for the entire composition. They recede to the back, and then they're often also supporting the next musician who is soloing. So what does that look like in our organizations? Well, maybe it looks like leaders who are able to take a back seat every now and then and allow a younger person to take a lead, to lead a meeting, or to allow someone who doesn't work at headquarters but who's out in the field to come back and demonstrate something, right? So that's what solo support could look like in an organization. And another big example from Frank Barrett's work is embracing mistakes. So in jazz, there's no such thing as a mistake. It's all about the build. So even if you play the wrong note or you're in the wrong key, it's more of an offering. How can you build on that? It's a nice challenge. And that's a harder one for us to embrace in our organizations, because no one wants to make a mistake. It could be very costly. It could be millions of dollars at stake. I remember when I worked in the fashion industry, I once thought I had made a really big mistake that would have been, it was pretty serious. It could have been millions of dollars at stake. And I went to the vice president of my division, of my group, because my immediate boss was away, and I wasn't able to get in touch with her to double check my work. As it turns out, everything was fine. I didn't make the mistake I had thought I made, but at the time I had to go into this vice president's office and basically, mea culpa, I made a mistake, and I was terrified. I thought I could be fired. And he had an incredible response to me. First of all, he saw how distraught I was. He told me to sit down. Tell me, listen, we're not doing heart surgery here. This is underwear, right? This is for the Victoria's Secret account at the time. So first, his response was very human. And secondly, he said, let's figure this out together. Let's go back. Let's retrace the steps. And the third thing he said to me was, look, if you don't make mistakes, you're not trying. When we make mistakes, it actually shows that we're trying. It shows that we are putting ourselves out there to problem solve. And like I said, as it turned out, I had not made the mistake I thought I made, but I've never forgotten his response. It was an incredible gift. It was an incredible demonstration of leadership to respond in such a human way, to not shut down everything, and to say, okay, well, let's figure this out. So embracing mistakes is learned behavior, and it's something that we see jazz musicians do incredibly well.